So recently, when I did a survey in one of my classes, I found out that a lot of people are having a challenging time with their nervous system. Even though we're staying home, we're still getting really stressed out a lot. So I thought I'd continue to do these practices that are focusing on calming the system down, releasing tension so you can be at home and be more at ease. So we'll be focusing more on that today. All right, let's take a seat. So we'll begin with meditation. And let's lengthen the spine and close the eyes. And get your seat comfortable. Check your posture. Tilt the pelvis forward slightly. Get the spine long. And you want that lift in the spine really to come from the base. So when the pelvis tilts forward, feel the lower belly, lower back, and begin to elongate your spine from that area, from the root, from the pelvic floor, all the way to the crown. And notice the tilt of your spine if you're leaning to the sides or if you're leaning too far forward or back. If anything, I like to tilt forward just a little. And to take the pressure out of the lower back. And as your posture gets stable, bring awareness to how your body feels. Bringing yourself into the present moment through the sense of your body. And begin to notice the breath. As you notice the breath, can you soften around the breath? So if you're holding any tension in the belly, chest, or rib cage, begin to notice that tension. Start unwinding some of that tension. And giving the breath more room to breathe. Now we're going to go right into a concentration practice today, a staying with practice, to begin stabilizing the attention and the mind. But before we do that, just notice where your mind is at currently. How is your nervous system? What's the state of your nervous system right here, right now? Are you feeling calm and steady, well rested? Do you feel a little edgy already? Something bothering you? Is the mind jumping from one topic to another? Or is it clear and calm? Take stock of where your nervous system and your mind are at currently. Nice. From there, bring attention directly to the breath. And let's go right to the nostrils, so the tip of the nostrils. So you're sensing the in-breath and the out-breath. The sensation generated right at the tip of the nostrils. Now, so I want to make a distinction here. First, your awareness is now most likely aware of the breath, but your mind might be doing something else in the background. So we want to tie also the mind to the breath as well. So as you're tracking the in-breath, out-breath, with your mind, register and note the beginning of the in-breath and the end of the in-breath, and the beginning of the exhale and at the end of the exhale. So the mind is actively tracking where you are in the breathing process. For those of you who are new, this may be more difficult than you realize to maintain. And for some of us, like myself, who get distracted very easily, you can also track and mentally note in your mind the middle of the inhale and the middle of the exhale as well. So as you're inhaling, beginning of the inhale, mentally noting middle of the inhale, end, pause, exhale, beginning, middle, end. So you're repeating this in your mind as you're tracking the breath. Beginning of inhale, beginning, middle, end of inhale, pause, transition, beginning of exhale, middle of exhale, end of exhale. So stay with the breath. Mentally note as you're breathing so your mind doesn't wander off into random thoughts. And the reason why we're doing this is because we're attempting to create a little more stability in the mind and in the attention. When the mind is always erratic, jumping from thought to thought, it will make us feel more erratic, less calm. So stay with this. It might not be that exciting, right? It might not be that boring, but really important training for the mind. Beginning, middle, end of inhale, beginning of exhale, middle of exhale, end of exhale. Just staying with the breath. Keep going. Inhale, beginning, middle, end. Exhale, beginning, middle, end. As you're doing this, stay as relaxed as possible with the breath. Keep going. Try not to control the breath too much. If you start to get tight in the chest or the belly, you feel a little anxious, then let go of the control of the breath because you're trying to control or direct the breath too much. Let the breath breathe more on its own and just follow it with your mind and attention. Still here. Couple more rounds. Nice. And breathe all the way out. Relax, check the body again. Relax, soften the posture. Soften the attention. Take a couple gentle breaths. So over time, I want to invite you to work on that meditation. It's the most basic meditation, but it's something if you cultivate regularly, it will get easier and your mind can become more stable and under your control in your direction. Very helpful. All right, let's bring the palms together in front of the heart. Lengthen the spine and center channel one more time. Take several rounds of breath, just staying again with the breath. As you're breathing, check on your exhale. Make sure you're breathing all the way out. So let's bow into our practice this morning. Welcome. All right, and let's come up to a standing position. We'll go right into some joint opening just to get some flow happening in the system. Start with the hips, hands on the hips, stance wide, bend the knees, and begin rotating the hips. Bring awareness down into the hips, and let's maintain that steady flow of attention on the breath. Breath meditation and concentration are the foundations of all meditation and Qigong and yoga. It's so basic that a lot of times, even as intermediate and advanced practitioners, we can lose sight of it, right? We can lose track of that really basic fundamental. And it's a practice that's really good to come back to frequently. Pretty much almost every time I meditate, I spend a fair amount of time cultivating meditation and specifically my concentration, just simply on the breath or on a mantra. So as you're rotating your hips, bring awareness into the hips. Stay with the breath. Go slow. Over time, if you continue to cultivate that steady attention on the breath, you'll notice the system will calm down, right? It might not happen immediately, might not even happen today, but it's really worth practicing and cultivating because over time you will begin to notice more and more calm. Okay, reverse, go in the opposite direction. Inhale, rotating hips. Exhale, push back into the hips. Bend those knees, rotate into the hips. And again, reverse, rotate. Noticing breath. exhaling. Nice and slow. And relax. Okay. Big toes together. Cup your knees. Rotate the knees in circles. And especially for us modern people, the concentration practice, as boring as it might seem, as rudimentary as it might seem, is so good for us because so many things that we do are overstimulating. And one of the reasons why our nervous system gets so erratic, why we get so stressed out, even when we're at home, is because we're so addicted to stimulation that often we're doing something like being on Facebook all the time or Instagram or Twitter or whatever your TikTok, right? If you're younger, okay, reverse, rotate the knees in the opposite direction. And we're constantly stimulating the brain. So even if you're not on it, the brain is constantly firing and it's erratic and the thoughts are all over the place. So we do need to train the mind to balance things out. We need to concentrate and steady the mind regularly if we want to keep a healthy nervous system. Good. Bend and strain the knees. We also need to take breaks. We need to spend time in nature. We need to spend more time in meditation and yoga. We need to spend time just reading a book or just sitting and hanging out, right? With our thoughts, but slowing everything down, doing a little less. This is a perfect time to work on slowing down. So consider that possibility. Just plant a seed, You might not be able to into doing that yet. I know for me it takes time to slow down. It takes time to be open to new ideas. So just planting a seed here. Good, come on back up. Hands on hips, one more time now. Rotating, but this time the spine. So tilt the spine. Good, go slow. Inhale as you tilt back, arcing back. Exhale as you lean forward, breathing out. Stay with the breath. Ground your feet and feel your feet. Inhale. Exhale. Ground the feet. Feel the legs with the breath. Being aware also of breath. Inhale. Being aware of body and breath. Exhale. Fourfold. Rotating. Inhale. Bring awareness back. Exhale to the breath and body. Feel the feet and legs. Spine. Inhale. Long exhale. Okay, ready? Reverse it. And inhale. And exhale. Now, for a lot of us, it's not that we're going to be able to stay calm 24/7 no matter what. For most of us, that's just not going to happen. We might have a difficult moment with our children or our spouse or, with tech or something or at work. But if we can return to a state of calm again, right? If we can calm the system back down, that makes a difference. And it builds more resilience in the system. A couple more. Inhale as you go back. What's important for a lot of us is not that we stay calm 24/7 no matter what, which would be great if we can accomplish it, but it's that we're coming back and we have more touch points. We're coming back more frequently to a state of ease and calm. We're unwinding the system. Good, last one. Forward, exhale, then roll up. Good, palms up. Inhale, arc back, exhale, fourfold, drop. Lightly pulse. Let go of the neck and shoulders, track the spine, breathe all the way out. Feel your feet stay grounded in the air. Tuck the tailbone, inhale, roll the spine up. Turn the palms up, arc back, pull up, inhale, chin up, and exhale, drop. Let it go. Breathe all the way out. Nice. Then bend the knees, roll up. Inhale again. Arc back. And exhale, drop. Breathe all the way out. Bend those knees. Ground into the feet and legs. Let the neck, shoulders go. And roll up. Inhale. And exhale, drop. Whew. And inhale. And exhale, drop. Keep going. Good. And inhale, come back up. Now, this time, drop all the way down. And then move the spine side to side. Go to the right, over the right leg, and then move it over to the left. Center, and then roll it up. Inhale. Pull up, arc back. Inhale, exhale, drop. To the right. To the left. And roll it up. Inhale. And exhale, drop it. To the right. To the left. And center. And back up. Inhale. And exhale, release. Good. Into the shoulders. Turning the body, rolling shoulders. Twisting the torso from the core, from the waist, from the hips. Find the feet again. Slow it down. And find the breath. Notice, when you come back to the breath, does it slow you down a bit? Does it make you more aware? Stay with the breathing if you can through the movement, if it's not too much to pay attention to. And stay aware of the floor and the feet. Nice. Keep going. Deep breath. Stay with the breath. Stay with the feet, legs, and the body. Nice. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, drop. Let go of the shoulders. Shake out the wrists, elbows, and repeat. Breathing out as you drop the arms. Inhale. Let it go. Make some sound on the exhale. Let the body release. One more. All right. Then rotating. Roll the shoulders. Spiraling. And still stay aware of the legs and feet. Stay grounded. The knees bend. Working with the breath. Exhaling. Inhaling. Long exhale. Breathe all the way out. Remember, the exhale is really crucial with tension and stress release, right? If your exhale is shallow, for whatever reason, your body will accumulate more tension. So one of the tricks here is to pay a bit more attention to your out breath and to make sure you're breathing all the way out on that exhale. And try this. When you exhale all the way out, bend the knees, drop into the feet and the floor, and slow the movement down a bit. Okay? These little things will help you release more and more tension from the body and get grounded and calm, which is what we're after today. Slowing things down as you're capable. Coming more into the moment, into the body, getting that mind still, steady. Okay, reverse it. Exhale. And just remember, with everything, it's about creating habits, right? It's about creating new patterns in the system. So it takes time. And you might get a calming effect from your practice today, which will be great. And I do design the practices so you can get immediate benefit from it. But nothing beats practice done steadily over time. Long-term progress is the best, is what sticks. So just remember that. Keep coming back to your practice. Continue to increase the frequency and regularity of your practice. Inhale, exhale. Breathe out. Bend the knees. Feel the feet. Couple more. Inhale. Sometimes less is more, meaning doing less repetitions, doing them slowly, and having quality repetitions more important than doing a lot of reps. So slow it down. Nice. And open the arms out to the sides of the palms, wrist cocked. Drop the chin to the chest. Roll the neck from one side to the other. Take a deep breath. Long exhale. And this is something I've discovered in both yoga and Qigong, but there are the exercises themselves that are helpful, right? The forms, the postures, particular sequences. And the other thing that we sometimes lose track of is how we practice those postures, those sequences, how attentive we are, how we're working with the breath. These small and subtle cues, these small things can totally change, right, the pace of our practice, things like that, can totally change the effect, roll the wrists, of the practice. So meaning you can do the same sequence, but if you slow it down and you focus a little bit more on the breath, on the out breath, and you're deeply present with your practice, you can get a completely different effect from the same sequence. So how we practice is just as important as what we practice. Good, and release, shake it out. Whew. Let's take a moment. So take your fingertips and just massage and rub the base of the skull. Close your eyes, and I want you to take some deep breaths as you massage the base of the skull there. Deep breaths. Long exhale. Bring your awareness into that area. Be present with the part of your body that you're massaging. Good, and grab the tension from that area and shake it out. All right, let's tap the sternum. Take a deep breath in. Let's relieve some of the chest pressure, tension. Healing sound for the heart. Repeat again. Inhale. Move the fingertips around if you like. If you notice any areas that feel more tense than others. Do a couple more. Inhale. One more. Inhale. Nice. Brush the heart. Rub the heart. Brush down. Okay. Take your stance a little wider. Bend the knees. Twist. Swing the arms. Rotate the spine. Loosen up the spine. Now, as you're doing this, I want you to, again, emphasize the bending of the knees and the sinking into the hips and the feet. So there's that grounded feeling. When the body feels stable and grounded in the posture, it releases more tension. Drop the tailbone. And hopefully you've been doing a bunch of my other classes, so we've been building up on these particular exercises. We've been doing them repetitively. And again, you'll notice different instructions in the different videos, so different cues. As you practice more, your postures and your movements will become refined, and your awareness will improve. And thus the effect of what you're doing will become more powerful. So don't underestimate a lot of these exercises because they look very simple. They are on one level, but there's depth and complexity that you can develop in these really simple movements and exercises as you practice them over time. And the only way you can discover that is through just practicing. Okay, rotate the spine and the neck. So here, while you maintain that rooted feeling, so keep checking on that, because for a lot of us, you're going to notice that you start lifting off the ground. You start straightening those knees back out, right? You dislocate and disconnect from the feeling of the ground and earth because you're used to living up here in the head. So you have to consciously check on that with mindfulness, right? That's the point of mindfulness, is to remember and check on things and principles, practices that you've intended to implement in your practice, and seeing if you're actually doing them throughout your practice, right? Are you still with the breath? Are you still paying attention to the body? Are you still paying attention to your root? I try to remind you as much as I can in the session, but you want to start developing the ability where you're checking yourself. Am I still there? Oh, right. Straighten my knees. I need to bend the knees again. I need to feel the feet again. Can I drop my tailbone? Check again. Am I in my body? Am I aware of my spine? Am I breathing? Right? You keep checking. Coming back. And as you get better at that, as you do that, the effect of the exercise will improve. Good. A couple more breaths. Rotate the spine. Stay with the body. So maintaining root, turning from the hips and the waist, rotating the spine, turning the neck, staying with the breath. Again, checking the root, staying grounded. Feel the feet. So when you do these exercises for a while too, a couple minutes, you get to keep checking back in, and you can work on the stability of your presence and your attentiveness. Good, and relax. Shake it out. You know, when you do something like a practice like I was just describing, it could be really demoralizing sometimes because you'll notice how often you leave or how often you lose track. But that could also be a good awakening experience, right? Because we become aware of that, and that's the beginning. We have to become aware, and it's humbling. You know, it's difficult to see how distracted we are, or to see how crazy our mind is, which is something I experience all the time too. So no, it's not just you. It's not that I'm always stable and calm no matter what. And this is why I teach, and this is why I do my practice, because it saves my life. Because if I didn't teach, maybe most likely I wouldn't practice as much either, and I would be crazy, even more so than I am already. Okay, so let's do something simple. Okay, take your palms facing the ground, bend the knees, sink into the earth. Again, so we've been practicing this act of just dropping into the ground. So part of it is about tucking the tailbone and drawing the navel core in this way, and scooping the pelvis this way, and sinking at the same time. So you don't want to push the knees forward here. You want to feel like you're sinking straight down into the earth. Okay, if you had a column extending from the pelvic floor, you're dropping that column straight down into the earth, into a hole. Okay, and then you inhale, you bend the knees as you sink, and then you straighten the knees slightly as you lift up. Inhale, right? Exhale. And drop your awareness down into the feet, into the legs, into the ground if you can. Pause there. As you inhale, bring awareness from beneath the feet and draw it up the legs in towards the core, towards the dantian area. Lift and exhale. Sink. Super simple. So as you're moving the body this way, you're also mobilizing your awareness, your consciousness. Okay, this is the practice. Simple but very powerful. Dropping awareness down. If you can do it, if you do it right, you'll notice you'll feel more stable and rooted when you sink into the earth. Take your time too. You can also pause when you bring yourself down and just consciously feel the feet and see if you can feel beneath your feet. Okay, take your time. If you want to go a little faster, you can. Inhaling and exhaling. Eventually, when you get really good at channeling your consciousness down into the floor, you don't have to bend the knees much. You can almost do it with just your mind. Exhale, sink. Nice, one more. And exhale, sink. Now, next, go from the pelvic floor. Inhale. Turn the palms up, right, from here. Inhale from the pelvic floor, up towards the heart. And from the heart, turn the palms facing down. We're going to exhale, sink from the heart down to the pelvic floor. Again, bending the knees slightly on the way down. Okay, similar to what we just did, but now we're channeling from the pelvic floor to heart. From heart, back down to pelvic floor. Good, repeat. Bringing awareness from the pelvic floor, gliding it up to the chest level. Exhale, melt the heart down to the pelvic floor. So notice my body is shifting, right? My ribs lift, my spine goes into extension on the in-breath. And on the exhale, I'm flexing the spine, right? Going into flexion in the spine, rounding the back a bit and sinking into towards the pelvic floor. Inhale, exhale, rounding. Ribs come in. Gentle, exhale, sink. Move at your own pace. Nice. Now let's do something a little more expansive. Sink, pull down heavens. Turn the palms up. Inhale, rise. Again, similar action, right? Rising and falling. So if you want to correlate this to the nervous system, imagine rising actions are sympathetic actions in the nervous system, right? We're going sympathetic lightly, right? Expansive, stimulating, and then calming. Exhale, parasympathetic, sinking. Bend the knees slightly. Drop into the root. Inhale, activating, awakening, stimulating. Exhale, calming, soothing, breathing out. Now, as you synchronize the movement with the breath, the best you can, inhaling, right? Check on the continuity of the awareness. So you want to create a loop with your consciousness and your awareness. So as you're going down here, you're taking your awareness down the midline and you're following without breaking the awareness all the way through the midline into the ground, if that makes sense. So you go to the side, you're taking the awareness and you're following the hands. So that means your peripheral vision opens up here. You're entering more into a non-dual awareness, expanding the awareness, opening peripheral vision, and then coming into the center line, and then you're slowly, fluidly bringing awareness down the midline, through the pelvic floor into the ground. Okay, you're training your awareness here with the movement. Inhale. The awareness expands to the sides, you rise up through the center line. Exhale, bring the awareness down the midline. Real basic, simple Qigong exercise. But if you really work with your awareness carefully, the effect is enormous. It's powerful. Move slow, slowing down the breathing if you can, to the center line. And again, exhale. Bend the knees. Remember, drop, sink slightly, physically, and drop your awareness through the body into the ground beneath the feet. So let's actually pause here. I want to keep doing the pull down heavens, but let me just point out a principle here and do a practice for a second, because some of you might be having a hard time with expansion of the horizontal peripheral awareness. So let's start here. So start on the dantian. Now it's easier now probably to bring the awareness to the belly area and just place the awareness there. And notice what that feels like. Okay? So it's a bit more localized here now. The awareness is more localized to the center of the body. Now extend the hands to the sides like this and drop, and see if you can extend the awareness beneath your feet. A little further away from the head, so for some of you this might be a bit more difficult. Okay, so you can always start by feeling the feet physically, and then seeing if you can actually extend awareness beyond the feet into the floor. Nice. Now from here, very slowly, raise your hands up with the palm. Let's go palms up here. Now I want you to bring it up to about chest, shoulder level, and pause there. Now as your gaze forward, you can first play with the gaze. See if you can open up your peripheral vision so you can see the fingertips. While the eyes are forward, your peripheral vision opens up so you can visually capture, it might be blurry, but the tip of the fingers on both hands. Without moving the eyes or the head to the side. Your eyes are straight forward, opening up the peripheral vision so you can see the fingertips. Pause there. Bend the knees, drop into the earth at the same time. See if you can hold that. Now, this gets a little tricky, but not only through the visual field, but can you kinesthetically feel into the space on the horizontal plane to your fingertips and beyond, right? Through the felt sense. It's like you're feeling the space beyond the fingertips. So this is a modulation in your consciousness and awareness. It might feel a little strange, it might be difficult to do, but practice. Okay, now see if you can maintain that opened up horizontal consciousness. Come up, and then stay with it, and then bring it into the midline. Now bring your awareness down the midline from the crown through the forehead. We're gonna go slow. So aware of forehead, right? Nose, lips, throat, chest, coming down into the upper belly, lower belly, pelvic floor, lower belly, pelvic floor, and then down to the legs into the ground. Boom. Expand the awareness now. So the awareness almost has to bifurcate, right, to the sides, following both of the hands. Go slow. Then raise it up. Expand the awareness to the sides and up. Turn the palms up. Raise the awareness up. See if you can do this. Go slow. Inhaling all the way up above to the midline, and then slowly begin to descend. Okay, so once you have the idea, just keep going a little faster if you need to, because it might be a little anxiety inducing to go too slow for some of you. Okay, so work with your body and your awareness and what you can handle. Okay, and then repeat the action. Bifurcate the awareness, expand it to the peripheral, raise it up, gather it into the midline, and descend down through the center line. Keep checking. You gotta use mindfulness here and keep checking when you check out. See if you can stay checked in, meaning your awareness is not wavering and you're maintaining the continuity of your consciousness throughout the sequence of the movement. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Again, real simple, most basic Qigong movement, but if you do it this way, it becomes very potent. It's a powerful modulation exercise for your awareness and nervous system. Right, there's a lot of subtlety to it. So bend the knees, sink a bit, and then you extend to the side, inhale, and then lift back up one more time. Let's do one more here. Raise up, open up peripheral awareness to the crown. Now slowly come down the midline, and I want you to bring your hands to the lower belly, tien area, and pause there. Bend the knees slightly, and now localize the awareness in the lower belly region and hold there. You can close your eyes if you want, drop tailbone, and drop into the pit of your abdomen with your consciousness and settle there. Breathe into the core. Okay, so with that one, we might have been trying a little hard and gotten a bit rigid there, so let's loosen up a bit and do a chi ball rolling exercise. So imagine you have a ball here and you're rolling the ball. So I'll show you from different angles, but basically one hand comes up to the back as the other hand rotates down, right, and under, and this hand comes behind, front, switch, turn the hand here, scoop under, scoop under. So I'm turning from the hips, rotating, loosening up the spine, neck, shoulders, and hips, twisting. Side view. So as you're doing this, you want to be aware of the chi ball, which means that your awareness is hanging out at this level of the body where the ball is. So notice that there is an element of meditation and concentration involved in each of these exercises, where you're training your awareness and your consciousness to be both focused and malleable. And this has an overall steadying effect on the nervous system. the act of absorption has a restorative effect on our nervous system. Right? When it's steady on an object for a prolonged amount of time, breathing out, finding breath again, softening the body, feeling the feet in the ground, finding your body. If you like, you can close your eyes. Move slowly so you can really feel what you're doing. And you're in tune with the body, the breath, the nervous system, and you're not rushing the movement. You're not feeding into that anxious, overstimulated, and agitated and rushing quality. Rather, you're finding and choosing to move into that nice, steady, smooth, relaxed flow in the movement, in your body, in your nervous system. Nice. And then let's transform into cloud hands. So it's quite similar. Okay. So I'll go really slow a couple times so you can catch the movement. Shifting the weight from one side to the other, right? From one hip, one foot to the other. And I'm switching my arms. And ideally, notice the hands are moving simultaneously. So there is some coordination involved here, which stimulates the brain. Okay. Feel the feet. Stay grounded in the legs, feet, and the pelvis as you're working. Push the knees out to the side laterally. So you're not letting the knee drop in as you shift away from side to side. Again, can you be aware of both arms simultaneously, both hands simultaneously, and mobilize them at the same time, which requires you to spread your awareness out more. Okay, and it pulls it out of this very tense focus. So notice the difference between the rolling the ball exercise here and the cloud hands, and see if you can feel the different feeling quality here. Find the breath, slow it down, stay rooted. Find the body, find the breath. Nice. And then slow it down and release. Shake the arms and legs out. And let's just take a pause here. So just the feet apart, knees slightly bent. Just hang the arms out to the sides. Don't worry about the posture so much. Just feel the body. Find the breath. Notice how you feel currently. Do an inventory of your inner state. How's your mind doing? How's your nervous system? All right. Now take your hands and I want you to rub your lower back down vigorously. As you're doing so, round the spine, tilt forward with the head. Take some deep breaths into your lower back. Rub along the spine, around the spine, all the way around the lower back. Keep breathing into that lower back area. Now place your palms flat on the lower spine, around the back, and then breathe into your lower back. Notice my spine is tilted forward, my head's forward, I'm rounding in my back, my knees are slightly bent. You want to feel that lower back area expand on the inhale, pausing at the end of the inhale and breathing out slowly. So close, stay close with the breath into the kidneys. Stay with it. So slow, deep breath in, filling up, pausing at the end of the inhale, breathing into the lower back. Slowly exhaling. couple more rounds of breath. Stay with it. Nice, and then relax. Come up, rub the lower back down one more time. Deep breath into the lower spine. Exhale long. All right, from here, tap the outer hip and then work your way down the legs. Just tap the legs down. Over the tops of the feet, come up the inner leg, tap. And then tap down the front of the legs. Up the inner legs. Down the side. Good, up the inner legs. In the back. And up the inner legs. And then tap the lower dantian. So below your navel, I want you to tap. Bend the knees a little here and breathe into the core as you tap. And see if you can breathe into the belly as you're tapping it. Good, then rub it down. Take a couple deep breaths into the lower dantian, lower belly. Concentrate the awareness in mind there. Okay. All right, now we're gonna come down to the ground. I'm gonna show you a nice restorative Taoist practice, Taoist meditation, Qigong meditation. You're gonna lie down on your back. You could do it seated too, but the most relaxing and restorative version of this is lying down. When you lie down, you're gonna, let me just show you real quick first. You're gonna lie down, bring your feet apart, the heels like turned out like this, toes pointed in. You're gonna bend the knees and let the knees touch like this as you're laying down. So I'll show you. Feet apart, heels out, toes in, and the knees touching. The hands come to the lower dantian again. If you want a pillow, you could place something underneath your head as well to be comfortable. Okay, take a moment to let your body settle here. Feel the spine releasing into the ground. So as a matter of fact, let's do this real quick. So take your arms overhead and just stretch the spine out. Tuck the chin, elongate your spine, breathe into your back. And if you want to twist the torso and hips, you can drop the knees side to side a couple times and just rotate the lower back and the hips, loosening that area up. Take a deep breath. And then when you're ready, bring your hands back down to your lower dantian, knees touching, heels out, toes in. So hands below your belly button. So not on the belly button, but below your belly button, towards the pubic symphysis, pelvic bones. Bring your awareness into that lower belly. We're going to do some dantian breathing in this reclined position. So this is a very restorative practice, breathing practice. Lying down, dantian breathing. So you want to inhale into the lower belly and see if you can expand the lower belly up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, draw the lower belly gently back towards the spine. Okay. For some of you, you'll notice that you're really tight in the core belly area. So just breathe as deep as you can. Okay. It might require that we release the diaphragm. We didn't have time to do that today. We'll do that in the future. I'll show you how to do that. But to the best of your ability, see if you can breathe down into that lower belly. Push it out on the inhale. Practice. Exhale, draw the lower belly back gently towards the spine. Then repeat. Breath meditation. Nice. Exhaling, breathing all the way out. Drawing belly to spine. Inhale, gently pushing belly out. Filling up the lower belly and core. And for some of you, as you're getting that diaphragm really dropping on the inhale, You might feel the lower back and the kidneys expand too. And if it's okay to do this without feeling too tense or dizzy or uncomfortable, when you inhale, filling up, pushing out through the belly, lower back, just pause at the end of the inhale for a second before you start exhaling. As the breath naturally deepens, for some of you, you're going to notice that there's going to be a little bit of a natural pause at the end of your inhale and at the end of your exhale. So let that happen if it happens naturally. Don't force it. Stay with the breath, track the breathing. Continue to execute the technique. Expanding on the inhale, releasing, deflating, drawing in the navel on the exhale. Keep going. Still checking on the breath. Are you still with the breath? If you want to bring back that breath meditation to tie the mind to the breath a bit more, you can track the beginning of inhale, right? Again, and then end of inhale, beginning of exhale, end of exhale. Checking, are you still with the breath? Beginning of inhale, end of inhale, beginning of exhale, end of exhale. Pushing belly and core out, expanding the midriff and the core. Keep going. We're going to go for one more minute, so hang in there. Stay with it. Practicing mindfulness, just noticing if you drift off from the breath. See if you can come back. Couple more breaths, we're almost done. Last one, deep breath in, expanding belly, inhaling. And exhaling. Nice. Then slowly come over onto your side if you like. Just rest on your side for a moment. Take a breath there. And then slowly bring yourself back up to a seated position. Let's just take a short sit to end. So sitting upright. Coming back to that breath meditation we were doing earlier, but this time now bring your awareness to the tip of your nostrils again. See if it's a little easier to follow the breath. See if you're calmer. See if the mind's more steady. Is there a difference? All right, let's bring the palms together in front of the heart. Lengthen the spine. Come back to your heart for a moment. So may we be kind to ourselves and others today. May we work on cultivating more calm, and through that more resilience, so we can weather the stresses of our lives better, more gracefully. And may all beings be happy, may all beings be free, may all beings find calm. All right, thanks for joining me today. So if you enjoyed this class, please share it with your friends or subscribe on YouTube. If you can, follow me on Facebook, that's great. And again, these classes are stored on YouTube and also on my Facebook feed, so you can always go back to them and practice some of these sessions more than once, right? They could be helpful. Find your favorites. Work with them. All right, thank you.